Hello everyone. I will wait for a few minutes and then I'll get started today. And today's topic is so important because everybody wants to know how they can boost their self-confidence. And when I come here, I share these tips, and also I like to explain it to you because as a former scientist, now a coach, I like to explain it to you all why is it so important for you to understand that we have to pacify our logical mind first, and then we can move on to do something about it. For example, if you see a small child, right, and if you tell them to do something, go and do this thing, they would ask you why. Why should I do it? So that's the whole understanding of it. When you're trying to understand, if I tell you go and gain your self-confidence, you will come back to me and ask me why should I do that, and how should I do it. Even if I give you tips, you will not be able to relate because your mind works differently. And as a scientist, I totally understand this, and I talk a lot about mindsets, and I talk about how your mind works. So I come here, I try to explain it to you first, briefly about what it is. Like today I'll be explaining to you about all about self-confidence, self-esteem, and I've collected some of the questions which I have done it with my clients, and I've seen their questions towards me, and I'll be answering them so that you can also relate to some of them and see where do you stand with your self-confidence. And before I get started with that, I would also like to share here 85% of the people, I don't know how many of you know, have this low confidence about themselves. This self-confidence is so low. And 93% of the people, they say while they're working in the corporate world that you definitely need a self-confidence to succeed in your life. So this is about the professional life, but as such I feel we all need self-confidence to lead ourselves, whether it's our families, whether it's a professional life, whether it's a business, anywhere you go. That self-confidence is so important. So today what I'll be doing, I'll be answering some of those questions. Please pay attention to those questions which had been asked by my clients, and I was able to answer them. And same thing I'm going to be doing it for you all, so that you get the understanding of why the self-confidence is so important and all the key questions. For instance, some questions are, how do you know the difference between self-confidence and self-esteem? The second question is, which is more important to work on first? Is it self-esteem or self-confidence? What is self-worth and self-efficacy? You might have heard these words, but you don't know what those are, so I'll be addressing all those today. How self-esteem and self-confidence and self-efficacy and also self-worth is related, you don't know, but I'll be addressing those questions today. So the stages of self-confidence. So what are the different stages of self-confidence? And you can see yourself where you are in your life. And then after that, I would be also addressing how self-confidence and self-worth are kind of related and still yet different. All right, and what you should not be doing. And after that, in the end of this session, I'll be discussing the master boosters of how you can gain self-confidence quickly, and also before that, many tips and tricks that you can really understand where you stand with your self-confidence and your self-esteem. So with that, let's get started. All right, so the first question is, what is the difference? So many of my clients have asked me, what is the difference between a self-esteem and a self-confidence? So let me explain to you what self-esteem. So self-esteem is nothing when you trust your abilities of feeling and thinking. So I'm making it very simple so that you all can understand. All right, so basically when you know or you appreciate your own feelings clearly and your thinking. So this is the simple definition I can give you of self-esteem, right? Now self-esteem changes with your life interactions with the people and also your experiences. So please understand, how you feel about yourself, how you think about yourself, it changes with time. So don't be too hard on yourself, okay? So this self-esteem can change, right? And also, when you know the self-esteem comes with your values. So I have talked a lot about values, which is nothing what you value in your life in the simpler terms. It could be kindness, it could be politeness, it could be something love, it could be happiness, whatever your values are, the top values. So your self-esteem works, aligns with your top values, and that gives you the feeling and thinking about yourself, how you are. So I hope so far everybody's here with me, because it's very interesting to know how scientifically these things work, right? So now when your self-esteem, like I said, when you work with your values, what happens that your behavior changes, your decision changes, and your action. So what does that give you when your behavior, your decision making changes, and your action? Your self-esteem gets affected. So self-esteem is very nothing but it's the very external experiences you have, how you feel and you think about yourself. Okay, so that's all about self-esteem. Now let's move on. Like people who have low self-esteem, who are these people? What do the traits do they have? So I will only talking about 5 of them, correct? So the 5 traits I'll be talking about low esteem self people, those who carry it, right? So they always want approval from others. They fear the failures. They are very annoyed with the rejections in their life. Number 4 is they blame others. They have a habit of blaming other people, and they stay in the comfort zone. So if you tell somebody who, if you really want to recognize somebody has a low self-esteem, so these are the traits it's going to be showing. So they always be in their comfort zone. They don't like to come out of the comfort zone. They live in the fear of failure, that they might fail at something, so they should not do it. They should not come out. They should not try it out as well. So these are the 5 traits when somebody is really showing a level of self-esteem. All right, now let's talk about what is the symptoms of high self-esteem. When the person has very high self-esteem, so they have a positive image about themselves. What does that mean? I just explained it to you, how you think and you feel about yourself, right? So that is the image I'm talking about. They have a set healthy boundaries. People who try to cross their boundaries, they don't pay attention because they have very high self-esteem. And number 3 is they have a positive self-talk. Now they talk positively about themselves, right? That is a very important one. I'll be taking it a little later. And then they acknowledges fear. So they don't have a fear of failure. They acknowledge fear. It would come. So they embrace the failures, right? So they are very strong headed that way. And they do not blame others. They take 100% responsibilities of themselves. So these are the people who have very high self-esteem. And I hope now you got it by now that the self-esteem is nothing. It is the thinking and the feeling about yourself. All right. So let's move on to what is self-confidence, you would ask me. Self-confidence is nothing when you believe and trust in your abilities or in your talents. So just to believe, like you completely believe that something, if something is given to you, you can say, I can do it. Like it's as simple as that. All right. So just you believe that, okay, this is task given to me, I can do it. So I can is the self-confidence. Now, what are the 5 signs or the traits when somebody has a very low self-confidence? Those are avoiding new things. So these are the people, like I said, they love to be in their comfort zone again. It's something similar to self-esteem. The difficulty in making decisions, they have a very hard time in making decisions, right? They don't know which thing to decide upon. Their thinking power or the critical thinking power is on the decline. They try to control the outcome. I don't know how many people you have seen in your life. It could be your family, it could be your friends. You might have seen it in your life. They try to control everything in your life. When you're trying to do something, they would say, oh, don't do this, do it this way, do it that way. They try to always control the outcome of everything. Correct? So, and they're very sensitive to the criticism. So these people are like, they don't understand the scientific reason behind the constructive criticism. They're very critical. Like if you say something, oh, it is not good for you, this and that. If you try to suggest something nice to them, they will pull back. No, no, that's not true. I don't know what you're saying, something like that, right? So, and they are being people pleasers. So unnecessarily, they'll try to please people. They'll try to get like their attention unnecessarily, So these are the people who are very low self-confidence. Okay. Now, what are the signs of the five? What are the five signs of the people who are very high self-confidence? So pay this please pay the attention here. They're number one, curious learner. Excuse me for a minute. They are curious learners. Number two, they firmly believe in their decisions. Right, you might have seen it. These are some of the qualities I do talk about some leaders as well. They firmly believe in their decisions, does not try to control anybody. They are so self-confident people, they don't want to control anybody. So because they have mastered their own emotions and they have mastered their own confidence so well that they don't need to control anybody. They know themselves too well, right? In other words, if I can use it in the simpler terms, number four, they believe in constructive criticism. They know people would come out and say something which is not going to be aligning with them, but they don't go and literally defy them or go against them. If it is not meant for them, it is not for them, they would just walk away, right? And last but not the least is not a people pleaser at all. The people with a high self-confidence would not try to please anybody. Now here is the question from my client when he or she asked me like, so which is more important, the self-esteem or the self-confidence? Which one should I work on first? So my answer to them is, and to you now, is self-esteem. Try to build a good feeling and a thinking about yourself. And that could only come when you try to basically align your values, what you like doing, how you like doing, and you can build upon your self-esteem first, and then you can follow on the self-confidence. You will see gradually it will come, the self-confidence, and you will see right away the differences, right? So once you start building your feelings first, so write down today, after this session, write down your top 5 values. What do you believe in? It could be kindness, it could be happiness, it could be joyness, it could be any of those things you truly believe, and start working with them. Start aligning yourself with them and start taking the actions. So then you will build self-esteem and then you will build self-confidence. Now, let's talk about this very interesting. Some of my clients got confused and said, now what is self-worth? You might have heard this word self-worth. Now, whereas the self-esteem is doing something outside of you externally, self-worth is all about you inside. I hope I'm making it clear right now. And so it's whenever you're trying to do something externally, that is your self-esteem because you're working with your values, correct? Now, self-worth is who you truly are, the essence of you, the innate essence of you is self-worth, which is, if I can just use it over here, I am, period. I am good enough, period. There is no attachments outside, there is no validations from outside. This is how I am, and that is your self-worth. Now you see the difference? I hope I was able to make it simple and clear to you all how self-worth, self-esteem and self-confidences are. So you can build upon them the correct way, right? So when you're building your self-worth, what it is you're supposed to do? I am good enough, period. Nothing else. So because what self-worth works on is the love and the belonging to the place. So love around you and the belonging. So when we deal as a human person, we deal as somebody completely on the human levels. What do we believe in? Love and belonging. Correct? These are the two emotions we crave for. And what self-worth is? That's how you are. There's nothing else to be done about you. All right. So next time when you're working with these things, remember that self-worth is simple. It's just you. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the next one. What is self-efficacy? You would ask me, a lot of corporate world, when I give my public speaking over there, when I do there, they ask me self-efficacy is what? So now you have worked with your self-esteem, you have worked with your self-confidence, and self-worth is who you truly are, period, right? No changes required there. So self-efficacy is something when you take a task and you're able to complete it till the end, or you take a goal, you're able to complete it till the end. And reminding there is like whenever there are any over challenges or anything, difficulties, struggles come along with it, you're able to overcome. So that is your self-efficacy. So most of us are looking for these days is self-efficacy basically. They really want to learn how can we really overcome our life challenges. Everybody's going to have them. I hope you're all here with me, right? So self-efficacy is the one where you say, I will. No matter what, I'll do it and I'll be able to complete this task. I'll be able to go through all the negatives, all the positives of this task. That is your self-efficacy. So if you ask me, like, how do I build on my self-efficacy? You need to learn that you have to keep yourself in momentum, whatever you're trying to do. Whether you're trying to build your health, whether you're trying to work on a relationship, whether you're working on your professional life, or whether you're working with your finances. So when you take up something in your as your goal or as your task, you need to complete it all the way to the end, with accepting all the struggles and consequences and everything, whatever the risk management. I would not go into detail because I want to keep it very simple today. So that is your self-efficacy. So start building on some of these 4 areas, and specifically your self-esteem. From today onwards, you'll start to see the difference. All right. So I hope I was able to explain it to you all what these things are. Now let's talk about what are the 5 stages of self-confidence. So first stage is usually, I don't believe in myself, I can't do anything. You'll find a lot of people before even starting anything, before even start working on their goals, some of my clients would go, oh my God, this is too difficult, I can't work with it. I'm so sorry. That is the stage number 1. Okay. Now what is the stage number 2? I don't believe in myself, because you are low in confidence, self-confidence. But I can do some mediocre things. I can do something, I'll try a bit. Some of my clients, when they start the coaching with me, they are, I know, I totally understand how your mind works. They are like kind of hesitant. Okay, I'll try a little bit. If I give them some exercise, I'll do a little bit of it. Those kind of, very reluctantly, by the way. They don't just jump into it. They do it very reluctantly. I'll just do a little bit. So that is the stage number 2 of your self-confidence. What is the stage number 3, everybody? So stage number 3 is, I do believe in myself. Now, you have overcome that self-doubting. I do believe in myself, but I'll only do it, in a limitation. Like for instance, I would not go out, but I will just, for instance, you're doing something, you will just do it in the room. So you will not go out and show it publicly what you're doing. Okay? So that is stage number 3, when you started to believe in yourself, but yet you have limitations to it. Okay? And stage number 4 is when you do believe in yourself. I do believe in myself, and I'll go up to the X point. Now you're starting to take baby step towards your goal. So now you see, let's say in 90 days you have a goal. All right, so now you started working towards it, and you see, okay, next month, 30 days, I will be able to do something. On 60th day, I'll be able to do something. Now you're taking baby steps because now you're starting to believe in yourself. Okay, so that is the stage number, which is a very good one. So now most of the people, they would definitely achieve their goals here. Okay, with little bit of hurdles, we all know that, but they would achieve the X point, the goal, the G point, the X point, or what we call it as the end result. Correct? Now what is the stage number 5? Hear me out. I create what I want. So there is such a high self-confidence that now you're saying, I would create my reality of what I want. So now you know, I'll take up these goals, I'll take up this challenge, and I will create the way I want, because that's my self-confidence level. So I hope you are all able to get it. There are 5 stages of self-confidence, and just try out which one are you in, and you can start working towards, the next one, next stage and next stage. And stage number 5, you all know, is the best one, when you are completely achieved your self-confidence, and you don't basically rely on anything outside. So you know how to create your reality. All right. So I hope that is clear to you all. Now let's move on to the what are the five ways you can boost your self-confidence today. So this is really good one. So please pay attention. This is something collectively I've taken from my experiences, my thousands of my clients' experiences, and see which one fits you and resonates with you. Just pick that one. Okay. So number one is no comparison with any other person on this earth. You are unique. Now here what comes? Self-worth. You are good enough the way you are. Period. So no comparison when somebody is little underfortunate, and no comparison to somebody who is more fortunate than you. Because in both areas, your ego is getting manipulated. When you look at somebody who's not doing well, you say, oh my gosh, I'm better than them. That's not good. And when you look up to somebody else who's doing better than you, and you say, oh my gosh, again you're going to get anxieties and all those mental issues. Oh, they're doing so well and I'm not able to do it. Your ego is going to get. So in both sides of it, you're going to get very deeply affected. I hope you understand. So now play with your self-worth. The way you are, who you are here, and the belonging to this place is enough. So a lot of people, they really lack in this area. They feel that they need to be something else. They need to be, I remember what they used to say, the grass is always greener on the other side, right? So that should not be the case. You should be who you are, unique, a blueprint of yourself, and you are good enough, period. Okay, so here the self-worth comes. So no comparison to anybody. Okay, so I hope you got it. Number two, no negative self-talk. I don't know, it's easy, it's easy to say no negative self-talk, but I can totally say it's very difficult to achieve it on a daily basis. I've worked with so many people with anxiety issues, and I've seen that the overthinking is one of the major issues we all have, and it's very difficult to overcome. So no negative self-talk, anything you can try out with, like you can start saying I'm good enough, or something you can begin with and just try to add on to it as a beginner. Okay, so and use affirmations. I keep using that because affirmations are very important for you, because your mind needs to hear something again and again. Either you can hear or you can write. Both are fine, right? So your mind needs to hear something good about yourself on the daily basis. So don't think that if I've done it 2 days in a week, that should be good enough. No, that should not be. If you're working to try to overcome something in your life, just work with these things every single day. Okay, for some time, when you feel that you're able to achieve what you're looking forward to and your anxieties are down, you're feeling better, then you can of course get off of them. But till then, please keep working with yourself. So and fourth is stay true to your values, who you truly are, how you represent yourself, your values. If you're a kind person, show kindness to everybody. Please don't hold yourself back on your values. Work with your values, because that's going to take you a long way. I keep saying that in my webinars as well. You have to know your values very critically. Why I say critically? Because people forget who they truly are, right? They keep making up when something they are not. Please don't do that to yourself. Be true to yourself, and be true to yourself means being authentic and be true to your values. I hope that is clear to you all, right? And then the last one is how you can boost your self-confidence is practice, practice, practice. No matter how many hurdles you have, no matter whatever is going, but it's a development of a hard mindset, the law of repetition, what I call it, right? So keep doing it things, because your brain needs to get programmed and reprogram again and again and again till you achieve what you want. So just keep doing that. So that was another one. So you really need to work on. Now, what are my 5 C's which I give it to most of my clients? So they're also very good to boost your self-confidence. Number 1 is commitment. If you want to achieve your self-confidence today, commit something over this weekend and complete it. If you say, I will meet you at 7 p.m. Eastern time, meet that person at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Not a minute more, not a minute less. All right? That will boost your self-confidence. I tell you, everyone, this is how it works. So you have to really work on something which you have not been doing for a long time or avoiding it. Start to build something or start to do something which will put you exactly what you're supposed to do. So commitment comes number one. So these are the 5 C's which I give it to my clients. Number two is compliments. Now here, it's the simplest thing you could do. You can give a compliment to somebody who's just walking on the street, have a beautiful day, how are you doing today? Oh, this is lovely, sunny day, something of that sort. Or you look great, or you look beautiful, something of that sort, right? But now I really want you to pay attention here as well. While you're complimenting somebody, be sincere. That gives you power to be authentic. Okay, so just don't give it for the sake of it, and just don't exaggerate anything. Be completely, be specific. If you're beautiful, and oh, well, I like your hair, or I like something about you. Oh, that was a good speech, something of that side. Be sincere about it, because that will develop your authenticity. So there's a method, I don't know which I use it, which is known as KISS. What does that mean? So keep it sincere and specific, KISS. So try it out whenever you're complimenting somebody. That will definitely help you to boost your self-confidence, because then you will see that you're aligning with your values. If you want to compliment somebody, you're doing it, and you're doing it sincerely. Okay, no, not over exaggerating, not under exaggerating. Okay, try it out. Number three is take care of yourself. C is care of yourself. Nobody else is going to do it for you. So start taking care of yourself from today. Okay. Number four, choices. What choices you make are very important. So please, whenever you're trying to make any choice in your life, give it some time. Okay. Just see what are the pros and cons, both sides. Just don't do it blindly. Okay. Then after that, number five is cherish your small victories. C stands for cherish your small victories. They are so important in your life, right? Most of my clients, and I think why people forget, even the small successes are such pivotal in their lives, where they can, build the confidence step by step. Like, you cannot achieve everything in a day or overnight, right? So the small victories, whatever you have achieved within a week, just try to celebrate it. All right, so do that. So these are very important points. So here are my master tips, the boost to boost your self-confidence. Now, if you do these ones, I can assure you that you'll be able to achieve your self-confidence today itself. So do you want to know what are these master ones? All right, very simple. So these are, number one, help somebody out today. So whatever you're doing after your work or wherever you are, help your family or friend or co-worker right now. Like, make a commitment till tomorrow. Just help out somebody. And what you're supposed to do, without expecting anything in the back out of the person, with no expectations that how they will react, what they will do. Just help out somebody, right? And just do the selfless things. You don't have to think, your logical mind doesn't have to think too much when you're doing it. Okay, so just go and help somebody today. That will help you to boost your self-confidence, by the way. And then after that, number two, surround yourself with the people who make you feel good. Feel good, okay? So remember, the word is feel. Now, feel is directly related to self-esteem. So people who can make you feel good, just be with them. The people you don't feel good with, don't go to them, or try to avoid them as much as you can, because there could be some conditions where you have to be with them, correct? But feel comes with a esteem. So always remember, what you feel, what you think about yourself is the esteem, correct? The self-esteem we talked about. And the third one is be in your PZ. Now you would ask me, what is that? PZ is nothing, be in your peace zone. Now this is not your happy zone, by the way. People get confused that what is peace zone. Peace zone is something when you're able to control your mind to an extent, when you're feeling very peaceful. You can achieve it the whichever way you want. Some people like to achieve it through walks, some people like to achieve it through meditation, but peace is different from happiness and joy. So remember, these are all different emotions. All right, so I hope this was all about what I wanted to share it with you all, and I hope you got your tips on this. Which one has risen, whichever one of them has resonated with you, all the tips, and you'll start working on them. So now I'm going to take some questions regarding today's topic is all about self confidence and self esteem. Let's see what do we have here. All right, how to be positive. Now, Olivia is asking how to be positive. So there are so many ways you can be positive, Olivia. The some of the techniques which I gave you, you can try build any of them. Number one is like if you're really trying to be positive, so you have to start with the affirmations, thinking that you are going to be in the positive mindset. So there should be a mindset shift when you're trying to be positive. So whichever one techniques resonate with you, you can try. You can start writing if you feel that is you are more comfortable with that, or start saying it aloud that I'm going to be in my positive mindset. I tell you, all of them, they work, but they take time. Nothing happens overnight. Or you can add on to something that as well. And in today's session, I talked a lot about your self-confidence and self-esteem. See if any of those areas needs work as well. And the tips I gave you, you can try them as well. All right. So I hope this was all for today, and I hope you all got some clarity upon self-esteem, self-confidence, self-worth, and self-efficacy. And you are going to try some of the tips I gave it to you as boosting your self-confidence. And I'll be back again with another live. And please do comment, share, and also write to me that which techniques or the tips have worked for you. And next time when I see you all right, you all have a wonderful day.